Welcome, my friend, to the bonus chapter of the Director's Treatment Masterclass course, in which I'm teaching you how to win without pitching. How do we get into a position in the future where pitching is no longer necessary? You still have to convey your vision for the project, though, but pitching is no longer necessary because your reputation has already preceded you. Now, without further ado, let me dive into my computer, take you along the journey, and teach you how to get into at least in a mindset whereby pitching is no longer necessary in the future. So let's dive into my computer and get this final bonus chapter started. So we are inside my computer, win without pitching, and this is what I'm going to cover in this video. So first I'm going to talk about a few quick reminders, then generalist versus specialist. Then I'm going to dive deeper into becoming a specialist and a quick summary at the end. So, as always, if you want to get access to all the secret stuff I don't share anywhere else, make sure to sign up to my newsletter, robinpire.com/newsletter, because here is where I share all the secret stuff. You can follow me on the socials everywhere you like. The handle is @robinpire for exclusive content. And I need your help. Please, my friends, help me share this course. Let's change people's lives together. Let's change this annoying part of the industry together once and for all, so everybody can have a flourishing business, just like you will. Quick warning though, this is the most important video of the entire course at this stage, so watch it from beginning to end without skipping any parts. And if you haven't watched the first 11 chapters before diving into this final 12th, chapter number 12, I highly recommend you do. And also, if you are doing this as a hobby, you can of course absorb all the knowledge and wisdom that I'm going to share with you, but the audience that I'm mainly focused on with this course is people who want to do filmmaking and film directing as a living, as a professional, and not just as a hobby. So with that said, let's dive into this chapter. Final tip, if you want to save yourself some time, English is not my native language. I sometimes have to think about the words that I say. So if you want to save yourself some time, watch the video in double speeds. All right, let's talk about a few quick reminders before we dive deeper into this episode. So a business doesn't actually make money. It earns money by offering products or services that solve people's problems in exchange for money. If your offering fixes a problem for someone, they'll see it as valuable and you'll be happy. You'll be willing to pay for it. So we cannot make money, only governments can make money, and then between people money is exchanged, and this usually happens when or between a person and a business, or between a business and a business. This is because you are solving a problem for someone. So if you are hungry, you have a problem, you want to feel energized again because you have to be on the film set and you have to direct the people and be focused. So the problem is that you are not having enough energy. You need to re-energize, and that is when you go to a business, a supermarket, and you give them your money in exchange for a product that solves your problem. Just like you are offering a service to help solve the problem for the music label, the music artist, and help them reach a larger audience online by making a music video for them. So that is the business mindset that you need to adopt. We are not just creating art. And yes, filmmaking and bringing ideas to life with a camera is an art form in itself. But it is, you have to see it as a business if you want other people to give you their money so you can be a successful work for hire. So we need to become a problem solver. So to succeed as a work for hire filmmaker, as a filmmaker for hire, remember that clients don't choose you for your awards or because you use the best equipment. They hire you because they believe you can solve their specific problem and deliver the results they need. If they could solve the problem themselves, they wouldn't have asked you to pitch a solution. Because if you could fix the pipe yourself, the broken pipe of your bathroom in your house, you would not hire a plumber to do it for you. Or if you know how to build a house yourself and you had all the time in the world, then there was no problem and you would not have asked an architect and a building contractor to do it for you. So only when people have problems, they reach out to you a music label reaches out to you because they don't know how to bring an idea to life and in a visually stunning way. So they want somebody to create an idea, pitch their vision for the project. A creative agency cannot bring an idea to life themselves, so they need a production company with a director with a strong directionary vision to bring their idea to life. And then finally, we are then, when we understand the problem that somebody is facing and we have a business mindset, then we need a solution selling approach. So with a solution selling approach, you are the key player in any deal, not the clients across the table. They need your solutions and you aren't dependent on them. Even when you are pitching, remember, they need you more than you need them. You are the prize, and without you, my friend, the problem cannot be solved. Because if they cannot find a director to bring their idea to life, then they still have a problem, and not you. And there will be another opportunity that crosses your path. And so you are the problem solver. You help them get them the outcome that they need, and they are not the solution to your problem, because otherwise you are in a desperate position, in desperate need for money. And that's not what we want. So the goal is to solve someone's problem, and then they will buy your solution. So only then what you offer will be perceived as valuable, and they will be giving you their money. So solve a problem and they will buy your solution. Let's talk about a generalist versus a specialist, because this is where the secret door, let's put it like that. This is the secret door to understanding how to win without pitching, as seeing the industry as generalists and specialists. So let's talk first about a generalist. So what is generalist? A generalist is someone who can solve all kinds of problems for all kinds of clients. A one-stop shop that takes on everything that crosses their path in exchange for money. So a lot of filmmakers position themselves like this. I am a videographer, I'm a digital artist, I'm a creator, I'm a director, I'm a writer, I am an actor. And if you have to perceive this from a client's perspective. So if you are in need for a director, a very skilled director that you have confidence in, that they will give you the outcome that they are looking for, would you hire somebody that only has dedicated all their time to becoming a director at this kind of specific project? Or would you hire somebody that is also an actor, also an editor, also a digital creator, also a social media specialist? This entirely depends on the project, of course, and your specific needs or the client's needs. But I think at the end of the day, you eat the best sushi at a place that only focuses on sushi and does not also do some Vietnamese kitchen, a bit of Thai kitchen, and serve some steaks and pizza as well. So but these generalist places that serve all kinds of food are also in business. So there is always work, so you can earn a good income if you are skilled, reliable, and keep your promises to solve different problems. So there's always work. There is an upside to being a generalist. Now, the downside is that you often have to compete on price and convince clients of your value. On top of that, it's hard to charge a premium price because each problem you solve is unique, making it tough to build a strong portfolio of proof showing you're the best in a niche market. Many clients return for convenience, not because you are the best problem solver. Again, everything boils down to problem solving. A business is a problem solving thing. They only make money by solving other people's problems. So everything boils down to problem solving. And if you do all kinds of stuff, you will serve a very big audience. And yes, then there is always work, but it comes with a big downside as well. All right, let's dive into a specialist. So a specialist is someone who is world-class at solving one particular problem. By becoming a specialist makes you the go-to person in your field, reducing the need to compete with generalists. So if you are the best doctor at operating people with a very specific problem, then you will be the go-to person to do that. If you are a director who only directs a very specific kind of content, then you will be in the market the go-to person that people will come to. And becoming a specialist, the upside is becoming a specialist means being able to charge more money, do less work, better clients, have more power and more freedom and control. When the right client finds you, they will see you as the best possible solution to their specific problem and will be happy to pay a premium price for what you offer. Choosing anyone else would be a compromise. If you want to work with the best, you got to pay the best price. And this is like again with the doctor as well. If you have a heart surgery and you go to the best heart surgeon in the world, then of course this person is able to charge a very high premium for what they do because they solve a very, very specific problem. And it works the same for filmmaking. If you are the best cinematographer in the world for this kind of project and only do that kind of project, then you know all the risks and you have specialized so deep, you know how to solve this problem better than anyone else. And they will be happily pay you a premium price for that because everybody else would be a compromiser. It's the same for directing as well. Now, the downside is that specializing means saying no to other opportunities, which can be very scary because you might feel like you're missing out on money. But the opposite will happen over time. You'll be able to charge more money for fewer clients, allowing you to deliver high quality work while getting paid better. So this is very counterintuitive in the beginning because you have to say no. And I also know that working as a creative, solving different kinds of creative problems is very, very addictive in a way. We always want new challenges, but I think in essence, you don't have to change what you do. It is just about finding different ways of solving the same problem. And that's where the creative thing comes along. And then you'll have to do less work, charge more money, get fewer clients. Now let me show you how that looks like. So instead of just profiling yourself, I am a director. So if you just search this online, you will get hundreds and even millions of options for people to choose from. So instead of just saying I'm a director, you say I'm commercial director. So then you already niche down a bit. So only focusing on commercials. And then you would say I even want to specialize more. I am only going to focus on car commercials. And then you can niche down even more by saying I am going to do sports car commercials. Then I'm only going to do Italian sports car commercials. And then I'm only going to do old Italian sport car commercials as a director. Now you might say, well, this is a very specific niche. And that's true. But who do you think that Lamborghini or Ferrari or Fiat or Pagani or Bugatti is going to call when they want to do a heritage commercial? So that is like six clients, and their budgets will be high up there. Then you only have to do one job or two jobs a year, and you'll make enough money to make a living, and you'll be able to do an amazing job for those specific kind of projects. So it looks like this. So when your specialization goes up, when you niche down, then the competition comes down. Because at the end of the day, when you have specialized so much and know how to create this vintage world for the old Italian sports car commercial heritage scenes, then there is no one else in the market who can do that as well. So there is only one problem solver that the creative agencies who have created a commercial concept for these amazing brands like Lamborghini and Fiat and Ferrari, they have only one option. If they want the best, then they reach out to you. Now, your invoices will go from, well, I don't know what the invoices currently are, but the invoice will go to something like this. So turning one screw, knowing which screw to turn, and the total will be 10K. Of course, in the filmmaking world, it can be a lot more, but in essence, because you understand the machines you are working with, or the ideas that you're working with in this case, so well, you know exactly what to do to get the client the outcome that they are looking for. So how do we do this? How do we become a specialist? So it is important to mention that everything at the end of the day comes down to risk elimination. So people like to categorize others to know who to call for specific problems. This is all about reducing risk. We want the best experts to solve our problems. As I've discussed during the course, everything boils down to confidence. We want to feel confident that when we give people our money, we don't want to lose our money, and we want to make sure that we get the outcome that we are looking for. And at the end of the day, it's all about risk elimination, and therefore we categorize people. Oh, if I have this problem, who do I know to contact to help me solve this problem? And it works the same for filmmaking. So if you categorize yourself as I am an old Italian sports car commercial director, then there is only one, when people want to do, when Fiat, Ferrari, or the creative agencies for those companies have developed an idea to make a commercial, a heritage commercial for Ferrari, then there is only one person that they can reach out to. So how not to specialize? So having the latest gear or offering great service doesn't make you a specialist, unfortunately. So everyone expects good service and quality. These things can be easily replaced. So you want clients to choose you because you are the best at solving their specific problems. So it's very easy to just think, well, I'm going to buy the latest and greatest camera, and now I am the only person in the market, and they will have to hire me if they want to work with me. Can happen. It can work. But the window of opportunity is very small because others will replace or replicate what you are doing very fast as well. So how do we specialize? We need to embrace the rule of run. So to specialize effectively, focus on one client with one problem and offer them one solution. So this clarity allows you to have the most impact. If you say, I am a director who only does old Italian sports car commercials, then you have one client, which is either a few Ferrari, Fiat, Lamborghini, Pagani, Bugatti, and you solve one problem. You direct the commercials for those brands, and you offer them one solution. You're directing services based on your long list of project successes. Then it is very, very clear who you're serving and the solution that you are offering. Now, positioning. So to be a specialist, you need to clearly define your niche. If you don't, others will do it for you, unfortunately. So many filmmakers aren't clear about what to do, making them forgettable. Positioning is where you win or lose. It's key to winning without pitching. That's what it is. So let me dive a little deeper into this. So one client to hopefully help you clarify your specific niche so you can become a specialist. So one client. So identify exactly who you want to work with, whether it's a person, business, or a brand. Be clear about the services that you offer and who they are for. Knowing your target client makes it easier to find them. So as I just mentioned, one client, if you say, I am the old Italian sports car commercial director, then it is very clearly who you need to identify as a client, which will, in the case of a director, be creative agencies who only do sports car commercials, and highly likely do that in Italy because there are where these companies are located. So the thing is to niche down or whatever you like to call it. So don't try to serve everyone. That's a losing strategy. Focus on a small market segment with a specific problem you can solve, and that people are willing to pay for. Identify who needs your solution and is motivated to solve the problem. Because if you say, I'm only going after the health environment non-profit organizations, and I want to create commercials for those kind of brands, then they might not have enough money to fund your what you're doing, or they do, I don't know. But yeah, it's better to go after something that has the funds to fund your problem-solving skills, if that makes sense. So while it is important to focus on a specific client, it's okay to take on other work for income. Just make sure it doesn't change your main business strategy. So if you need the money, it is okay if I say I am an old Italian sports car commercial director, but I really need the money and I know that there is no other project on the horizon, then I can also do a Formula One commercial, for example, as long as I just don't promote it and put it on my website, because that will sort of dilute or devalue the work that you have done as an old Italian sports car commercial director. It doesn't align with the other projects. All right, so we are going to solve one problem. So we have identified the client. We go for one problem. So choose one, clearly define the specific problem you can solve for your clients. The more precise you are, the better. The fishing is the best where the fewest go. So if you have a skill set for one specific client, then I highly recommend picking just one. So we are no longer writer, director, producer, director, videographer, editor, cinematographer. Pick one and for one problem that you solve. And yes, you can do more, but then I would suggest creating multiple websites or multiple social media profiles. And not all under your name, of course, because then it is diluting, devaluing the work the problem that you solve for this specific market. So a template to help you formulate what you do can be I help blank to blank with blank. As an example, I help creative agencies transform their funny ideas into laugh out loud ad masterpieces with my comedy commercial direction. So it is who do you serve? One client, creative agencies. This can be specified even more if you want to. Creative agencies from Amsterdam, creative agencies in Paris, whatever, or creative agencies. I don't know what kind of genres there are in creative agencies, but and you only do funny, so comedy commercials, and with comedy commercial direction. So specificity. Clearly defined as one specific problem, one specific client. And as a cinematographer, it could be something like I help food commercials director turn culinary vision and ideas into mouth-watering reality, painting with light and shadows to make every shot as irresistible as the dish itself. So a cinematographer who helps directors, food commercial directors, so very specific clients, solve one problem, bring their visions to life for food commercials. So if I am a food commercial director and I'm looking for a guy that has the most experience within this genre, I will highly likely turn to this guy or girl to help bring my food ideas to life for my client, which is the creative agency. Now, the thing is to be specific. So the more vague you are about the problem you solve, the less attention you will get. People want specific solutions for specific problems. By narrowing your focus, you will naturally attract more relevant opportunities. So choose one. Be the doctor that solves one problem and not the doctor who does everything during the week. Focus on solving one problem for one specific client and offer them one specific solution. So focus on offering just one service like editing, writing, or directing. The challenge is sticking to this choice and saying no to everything else. As I mentioned, you can, of course, say yes to other stuff as well, as long as you don't market yourself and put it out that, hey, I'm also doing a food commercial now, and tomorrow I'm working on a car commercial. Don't do that. Focus on one and present yourself to the outside world as a specialist. So focus. By concentrating on one solution, your skills and the quality of your work will improve quickly. Because if you, for example, the other day I spoke to a guy who was renovating cars, and he only did one type of car of one specific brand, and he was able to buy up broken down or damaged cars from an auction, and then he showed me pictures that literally turned them into something new within 1 to 3 months. And he was able to do that because he knew the car inside and out. So he had become a specialist by solving one specific problem, like restoring a car, one specific car brand, one specific car type from one specific car brand, and renovated them from totally being broken down accident cars to fully refurbished into a brand new car. Now, if you would have also done other car brands. Of course, for the money, that would have been possible, but it would have diluted. It would have taken him probably longer to do that. And because he knows this car type so well, he's able to do it very fast and yeah, make good money with it. So the goal is to choose one client, one problem, and one solution, and that is where the gold resides of winning without pitching. Now, how do I know that this actually works? You might wonder, because I did it myself as well. So for 10 years, I traveled the world with DJs, not artists, with DJs, and I traveled the world. So the problem that I solved was I was traveling with them around the world to create social media content for them. That was what I did for a very long time, and that slowly transitioned. We took all the footage, we turned it into documentaries, and the guy who was working for Hardwell, he turned the number one DJ in the world. And of course, I started working for other DJs as well, but I didn't work for artists. I only traveled the world with DJs and was able to make good money with it because I solved one specific problem for one specific client and offered them one specific solution. So becoming a specialist, the goal to get there is to experiment a lot at the beginning. So when you're starting, try to explore a lot and then specialize. Initially, it's all about variety and you specialize over time. I think it can be a mistake to specialize too early. At some point, you want to replace saying yes to everything with saying no to almost everything. And so at the beginning, try a lot. Before I found my niche, I filmed funerals, business, corporate events, weddings. I did so much and eventually figured out what I liked, the kind of projects that I liked creating, and the ones that I was able to do a pretty good job within a short amount of time. And then more or less focus more on doing those kinds of projects. So the goal is to build a service-based business where you can do the same thing for one as you can do for the other without making an exact copy or using the same techniques. So I did a lot of festival after movies as well before I started touring the world with DJs. And in essence, you do the same every time over and over again, but with a different twist. And that is where the creativity is hidden. That is the art form of creating something with a film camera. And money, even after specializing, you might take on projects that aren't a perfect fit. If you need the income, just don't market yourself as the expert in those areas, as I mentioned as well. So staying a generalist means facing more competition and often competing on price. Specializing helps you succeed without having to constantly pitch. So yeah, if you need the money, you can take on other stuff as well. It will delay your becoming an even better specialist, of course. But, at the end of the day, we all have to eat and we all need a roof over our heads. So as long as you don't market yourself while doing that, or, you might take on a job and you like it even more than compared to what you are currently doing. But I would say in the beginning, experiment a lot. The goal, build a service-based business so you can do the same thing for one as you can do for others. And then really hammer down on specializing, and of course along the way, if you need the money, take on the job as well. Now I did the same. I tried a lot of different things. This is a lot of younger versions of myself, running around the world with cameras, starting with skateboard films, and trying out a lot of different things along the way. So become a specialist. One-stop shop. Now you might wonder why you can't be an expert in all problems a client faces. Now big companies do it as well, right? The difference is that they have lots of resources and money, allowing them to be a diverse problem solver. So if you are a one-man band, don't try to go there unless you have the funds to build a big company and hire a lot of people and do all kinds of stuff for all kinds of people. It is better to become a world-class problem solver, a world-class athlete at one specific sport than trying to be a swimmer, a rope climber, a rower, because it will be so hard to diversify your energy, and your body will struggle as well. And it is exactly the same for becoming a filmmaker. become world-class at doing one specific thing, you'll have to do less, you'll be able to charge more money, you'll be able to work with fewer clients, and the clients won't be a headache because they pay. This is usually the case. When people pay a lot of money, they are a lot less of a headache, in my experience though. So I know as well that this can come with creative boredom. So many creatives love tackling new challenges, but this desire for variety can hurt their business focus. So by specializing in one type of problem for one specific market, they miss the chance to build deep expertise. Being too broadly positioned makes it hard to stand out and attract higher budget projects. Now, this is also the reason why I moved away after working for 10 years in this DJ world, because I was creatively exhausted. And I think, I might have, there would have been other ways to sort of find different ways to still keep serving that market and solve maybe a different kind of problem and still serving that market. But I just so done with it that I sort of cut all ties with that industry and started from scratch again, which was also the biggest problem I faced, because now I had to face a lot of competition, and I became a generalist. I did commercials, documentaries, short films, music videos. I did a bit of everything, and I had to pitch. I had to introduce myself every time over and over again, and I wasn't able to build a strong portfolio of only music videos or only commercials because the market was not able to categorize me as a filmmaker or as a film director as, all right, this is Robin and this is the problem that we have. If we have this problem, we will contact this guy because he is the go-to problem solver in this market. I didn't do that, and it was a very depressing experience. On top of that, I didn't know how to write treatments as well, which was even more painful. That's why I'm creating this course for guys like you or girls, and with the hope that you don't have to go through the same painful experience as I did. All right, let's summarize this video. So the rule of one: if you try to be everything to everyone, you end up being nothing to no one. Instead, focus on one client, one problem, and one solution. By doing this, you create a unique position where you can become the best and charge premium prices for your expertise. Because if there is no one else in the market that can do what you do, you don't have to pitch to present yourself as a problem solver. You will be perceived as the go-to problem solver, and whatever it is that you offer, they will be happy to pay the premium price for that, and you have won without pitching. Because everything boils down to reputation in this industry. So being the best means you've already won the deal before the formalities. So your reputation speaks for you, making the process as simple as discussing the problem, proposing a solution, and agreeing on budget and timelines. Because you still need to convey your vision. An architect that is world-class at designing a specific type of building will still need to design the building, of course. But they can already charge a big fee for the design fee, for the design process, because their reputation has preceded them. So the advantage is the fewer people who can solve the problem you tackle, the more you can charge. When you are the only option, you set the price. So you have created a category of one, which is you. Now, before you get there, experiment a lot. So when starting out, explore different areas before narrowing your focus. Variety is important early on, and specialization will come with time. And then finally, even after specializing, you might take on less than ideal projects for income. Just don't promote yourself as an expert in those areas. Staying general leads to more competition and lower prices, while specializing helps you stand out and win without pitching. Now, let me summarize the final video, chapter 12 of this course, with a beautiful quote by Bruce Lee. So I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Because if this person is able to hit you with that kick that they have practiced 10,000 times, it will be the knockout kick that nobody expects. So, moral of this story: invest all your time. Invest the 10,000 hours or 1,000 hours, 10,000 hours, I'd say, in becoming a specialist at whatever problem that you want to solve, that you want to serve a specific niche market with. Choose one client, one problem, one solution. And my friend, the world is at your feet. I hope you have enjoyed this course. Please let me know in the comments if you like me to create more courses like this. What subjects that you want me to discuss. As mentioned in the previous episode, I have created an online business for myself by creating content with an audience that has reached 500,000 views via organic Google search results on my website, and making a 5-figure income while spending my time however I like, including at the pool while the money still comes in. So if you want me to dive deeper into that kind of stuff and help you diversify your income streams as a filmmaker so you can have a flourishing business and are not dependent on serving clients all the time and have creative freedom and financial freedom to create whatever you want to create, let me know in the comments, and I'll plan my next steps accordingly. Once again, I'm not a filmmaking guru, although I have worked on a lot of beautiful projects which have been shown in cinemas around the world, sold on DVDs, and have more than 300 million views online on my work. I don't have any notable Oscars or Emmys on the shelf, so you don't have to agree with everything that I'm sharing. But if you can take away one simple learning from this course that can help you land the next client, that will get you a new client, because those clients like what you've done for the previous clients, then will have this ripple effect. And hopefully everything originated from something that you have learned in this course. So once again, I hope you enjoyed it. And I wish you all the best in the world, and I hope that all your filmmaking dreams and career dreams will come to fruition. And all the best.